Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. I urge you to follow me on social media at Prime Real Estate Ric. You can go to Facebook or Instagram, search at Prime Real Estate Ric. Please give us a great follow. Have a lot of great information that we like to pass on, and you can definitely stay up to date with all the latest and greatest in regard to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. Thank everyone for tuning in this week. As always, my co-host is not only a serial entrepreneur, a real estate broker here in the great state of Texas, but he's also a best-selling author as well. I would like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks.
Thank you, Rick, for the warm welcome. As usual, I appreciate it. You know, I was just thinking back over the weekend, and before I got to Sunday, I went and spoke at a few entrepreneur events, man. And it was something that they pointed out to me that I guess I just never really paid attention to. But they were like, well, hey, what's your platform that you share, material that you came out with that you use to teach and coach and train your agents on? And so I want to share with everyone here on the podcast that's viewing today or that's listening. On my web, you can actually go to shoplwb.com. And if you search education, you'll be able to see, and I think we have it up here now, you'll be able to see some items, some books that I've put out, as well as some material things that you can actually purchase that can help you grow your entrepreneurship business. Or if you're a startup business and you don't quite know which direction to go in, or if you just in the business and you finally received your funding and you're ready to move forward, these are some products that we've came out with that can help you grow your business when it comes to it. So, yeah.
Everyone who follows you on social media, Larry, has had to keep up with and couldn't help but notice that you are currently in the running for Urban Male CEO of the Year.
I am that guy. Yes, I am.
Would you mind giving our listeners and viewers an update as far as the voting process, where we are? Because, you know, everybody's supporting you, so we definitely want to know where you stand currently.
Off top, I want to say I appreciate everybody that are out there supporting me, man. It means the world to me. Now, I want you to keep in mind that the voting goes all the way to September 20th. So, yes, we're in a good place right now. We're looking amazing, right? But I need you guys to continue to go to the site, continue to vote. Matter of fact, go and visit some of the other categories. So if you see other people that you think that you can follow, that you think maybe doing good things in their business, I want you to go vote for them as well. But most definitely go and vote. Go to Urban CEO Network /vote, and you'll find Larry W. Brooks under He CEO. Go and find me, vote for me,
please,
and continue to share with your friends and everything about the voting process as well.
Frequently asked question, brother. Can you vote more than once?
I've noticed that you can.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Indeed. So most definitely go vote daily, or if you get bored at work, vote again. You know, so just keep it going. We have a deadline, and I'm a past athlete, right? And so I don't want to be the guy that takes his foot off the pedal just because it looks like we're a little further along.
Have an early lead and then lose it,
and then you get caught, right? I don't want to be the guy to get caught. So most definitely stay focused, continue to vote for me, and we will win this thing.
And, you know, it's just like NBA All-Star voting, man. Let's just stuff the box.
Let's get it.
Man, as we get closer to the deadline, man, matter of fact, that'd be something that's kind of cool. Everyone who has the opportunity to vote for Larry, let's start sharing and taking screenshots of when we vote.
Come on.
And then we can see who has the opportunity to vote the most, the most times and the amount of time that's left.
Yeah.
And let's see if we can get an idea going, get a contest going or something like that.
If you can post it to the wherever you're viewing this at, you can post it on that, DM it to me, or you can even text me the imagery 281-924-4954, and I'll repost it for you, and I'll thank you for the world to see. So I appreciate that.
And, you know,
great advice.
And the great thing about today's episode, we get to bring this entire subject and aspect full circle, because today our guest is not only a best-selling author,
Mm-hmm.
Inspirational,
15
as well
times.
as
Yeah.
15 times.
Man, look.
15-time author. Not only is she an author, she's also a motivational speaker. She's inspired countless amounts of students, entrepreneurs, salespeople. I believe that the advice that she's going to share on today's episode is going to be invaluable to all those aspiring entrepreneurs,
Yes, sir.
new small business owners, and those that are hoping to take their business brands and professional lives to that next level. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience a best-selling author, and most importantly, she is the founder of the Urban CEO Network. So to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, I would like to introduce today's guest, Miss Taurea Vision Avant.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, claps.
You like that, huh? Yeah, we slid that on in there. Yeah. Show that little appreciation.
Hey.
Man, you know we got to hit you with a surprise.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I'm really excited to be here today.
Man, I thank you so much for carving some time out of your busy schedule to sit in with us today. When Larry informed me that we're going to have an opportunity to interview on the podcast today, I was really excited. And the cool thing about having you sitting in with us is that you have been so busy and active, serving the community, serving entrepreneurs and small business owners, that the research that I was able to do on you was really, really readily accessible. It was really easy to research your entrepreneurial and small business career. And I always joke with a lot of my guests that I used to have to usually stalk them to get this information. But everything as far as your background and your history was readily accessible and available. And I was almost floored at the amount of reach.
Wow.
And the amount of people that you've had an opportunity to influence and affect. So for that, I would like to congratulate you and thank you for being on this week.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sometimes it's like an out-of-body experience, especially when I hear somebody talking about, just what we've been able to do, which I know is not even close to what I know that we'll do and when I say we, I mean me, myself, and I, but what we'll do as long as I'm here on this earth. And so that just inspires me to want to continue to do more. So again, thank you. This is an awesome platform to be on, and I know that you guys are inspiring a lot of men and women as well. So to know that we doing this together.
That's right. Yeah.
That's super exciting.
But
Yes,
let's
indeed.
talk a little bit about your platform, the Urban CEO Network. Larry and I have been really excited that your organization has given him an opportunity to be Urban Male CEO of the Year.
Yes.
And we've done everything we can within our power to make sure everyone who follows and listens to and watches our podcast stuffs the ballot box incessantly to give Mr. Brooks that victory as far as being awarded that particular distinction. But if you wouldn't mind, could you share with our audience a little bit about the Urban CEO Network, your platform, and how long you guys have been connecting all those like-minded business people?
Well, first of all, Urban CEO is actually a nonprofit organization. We're 501c3, and we launched this year, January of 2019. I know it seemed like we've been out forever.
Right.
No doubt
I'm
about
just
it.
playing. I actually, before launching Urban CEO, I have another company, and that's where you see this entrepreneur that I have been pushing since 2014 and building that up. So that was for profit. And so before I started my nonprofit, had to make sure I had some coin coming in, because a lot of people don't know when you start a nonprofit organization, you actually have to pay a lot, right?
right.
And
Right,
so I've been fully funding Urban CEO as of right now. But the purpose of me doing this was because I was sitting and I had a conversation. I always give credit to this gentleman. His name is Trevor Otts, and he is the founder of Black CEO. And I was sitting and I had a phone conversation with him, which, by the way, Trevor's like always giving coaching. You get on the phone with him, he's always giving you some nuggets. And so he's like, you need to start a movement. And I'm like, you're right, because this whole time, I mean, I've been creating all these authorpreneurs, that's what I call it, with my for-profit business. But I know I need something that, even if you're not necessarily in that space, you can have something to connect with. And so I said, well, what's one of the biggest challenges that I've experienced as an entrepreneur? I come from the urban community, whatever you want to call it, the hood, the ghetto. And it's not a color thing. A lot of people get confused because a lot of people attach urban with just black, but it's really anybody that comes from that community, right? And I said, what's some of the biggest challenges I've had? Well, I know when I go to events and people are talking about different things like marketing and funding and starting your businesses, they use these words, which, by the way, I make up words, y'all. So y'all know.
Right.
Because words are made up, okay? But anyways, they would use words that would be intimidating,
Right.
And I'm just like, bro, like all this stuff they're talking, it's like over my head, and I didn't have to do a lot of what they're saying, or I don't even know what they're talking about. Like, you know what I mean? And so I know that I wasn't the only one that would be in these positions where you're just kind of like, this is too much. I got to do something else. So urban actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming.
Oh, wow.
Another thing about me is I'm a laid-back type of girl. I like jeans and T-shirts. That's what I like to wear. I'll dress up every now and then if I'm on somebody else's stage, but I also want us to come into a world where we don't have to feel that we have to be a certain way or look a certain way or spend money. You know how they talk about fake it till you make it? I'm over that.
So over that.
Sick of that. Like, stop spending your coin on stuff that people do not care about.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
And so, yeah, I wanted to create a movement where no matter who you are, like how you talk, if you don't have the best dialect, you can be a part of something where we all understand. So we have our ABC initiative, our academy, where we're teaching stuff, and we definitely need y'all brothers to be out there talking about real estate. We need some professors in real
No
estate.
doubt about it. Yes,
okay, and in all things money. Let's
Yeah.
just be real. We also have our barter system. I think in the urban community, we don't understand bartering.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Favor for a
you want
favor.
right, but you want
Absolutely.
me to do that for free? Now the thing is, the favor needs to be the same value as the favor.
Absolutely.
And so we have to learn how to be effective with that so that it can allow us to still grow our businesses. And then C is the CDFI. It's where we want to help our urban CEOs to get funded. And truth be told is that it's not as hard as we may think it is, or the process is not as difficult. But again, when you start using certain verbiage that we don't know what you're talking about.
You know what's so great about your movement is, and Larry can speak to this as well, is that sometimes when you're a business person or an entrepreneur, sometimes the ups and downs and the cycles of business can make you really feel kind of inundated with problems, conflicts, challenges. But when you're around it, like-minded people,
Yeah.
you can bounce these ideas off of each other. And I know it's been numerous amounts of times where Larry and I will sit down, we'll talk about what's going on this week's show, and he will always explain, oh, I was at this networking function, I had a chance to meet this gentleman. And we've been doing similar things for so long, but this was our first time connecting, and we were able to get gems from each other, kind of like the gentleman you said that you speak with that just always is teaching.
Always
Yeah.
dropping nuggets.
So,
Yeah.
Because one of the biggest nuggets that you've just dropped is just the idea that y'all teaching how we can barter, right?
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes as entrepreneurs we get intimidated figuring that if we ask somebody for something, they're gonna want everything. Well, no, you got to do it for free, right? Like I remember listening to a gentleman. He was like a professional athlete, a very wealthy one, reached out to him about his clothing line. He was like, I can't give it to you for free. You know, like this is how I make my money. I want you to promote it for me, but I need my money, right? And so it just makes sense. Like sometimes when we're doing a bartering system, I would love the opportunity to provide my services or something that I have to someone else that's, like you said, equal value.
Yeah.
But then it's a win-win for both of us.
Right.
'Cause
Absolutely.
it was kind of why me and Rick even started this platform. We could continue to stay in our space in real estate and talk to our clients or talk to our bases, and we have a full platform for that. But we were like, why not bring on relationships, friends, relationship currency, and friends that will allow their platforms to grow, so we all ships,
Absolutely.
all ships rise, right? So,
Absolutely. Look, if it wasn't for the people that I've had in my life, I wouldn't be doing half the stuff. All the books we've written, all the people we've helped write, but all of that would be I would be in Virginia working as a database administrator, making about $28,000 a year if it wasn't for relationships.
Wow. Right.
And that's what being an urban CEO is all about, building those relationships as well.
Yes, indeed.
Now, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the Urban CEO Network Awards that's coming up. And the cool thing about researching that particular event and your organization as a whole is that you truly spotlight those urban entrepreneurs and CEOs, male and female, that are actually making moves, taking their careers and their businesses to the next level. So one of the questions that I've had for you, and I've really been excited to ask you this, is that how do you go about meeting and researching all of these candidates? Because I know you have these events all over the country. Where do you find time to actually meet these successful, great, and most talented people that are even up for these awards?
Yeah, well, we have an amazing team of ambassadors. And for any ambassadors that are watching, shout yourself out.
No doubt about
Okay,
it. No doubt.
let me tell you something. I've learned that you cannot do nothing alone. Okay, and
No
so
doubt.
the best way is you got to have a team. And we have a team right now. Our two major markets are Houston, Texas, and Atlanta, Georgia. But of course, we have team members all over the U.S. and we're going to start expanding and growing our chapters.
Right.
But we've used our ambassadors to really help us with the nominations. And then based on the nominations, we were able to select who are the ones who are really out here moving and shaking.
Right.
Now, I want y'all to know something too, because a lot of people think that the voting is the only way. So the voting is one of the strongest ways. It's about 70% of it.
Right.
But I know that people can sit at the house and just click on their thing the whole time.
Right.
Don't nobody else vote for them. So we have to make sure that we're also selecting the person who we feel based on what our committee chooses. So 70% of it comes from the voting, but then the other 30% we do vote based on the person who we know is really moving and shaking. But this is the cool thing about it. Every one of our who's for 2019 is still a winner because they're included in the Who's Who magazine that we're launching as well.
Yes, indeed.
So that, I believe in recognition. A lot of times, many of us don't get recognized. I mean, after we graduate high school, if we do in the urban community, that's the last time we ever get recognized.
That's right.
Out here killing it in the streets, and nobody is showing us, like, we appreciate you. And
Right.
that's what we want to make sure that we do for as many of our events, for our summits and our conferences. We always recognize our CEOs.
Because
Yes,
you'll be
yes.
surprised, a nomination for an award as prestigious as what you're presenting can be more than inspirational and motivational. It can actually be a basis or a part of your initial foundation and platform for your business.
That's right.
A lot of times when you have speaking engagements and Larry has speaking engagements, I'm sure they always ask for a bio, a list of achievements.
Yes.
And this award, and even the nomination,
Yeah.
will be something that's going to start going pretty high up
Yeah.
on people's resumes and list of achievements. So for that, I'm sure everyone who's even nominated is thankful for the
Yeah,
opportunity.
and I'll say this. I'll say this as well because it's one of those things that stand out. Like even so in real estate, I don't want to always have to bombard my clients with, hey, who looking to buy, to sell, invest in real estate. Like I don't want to have to send that message to them on a daily basis. So when you're getting an opportunity to be presented with an award, and you can reach out to them and say, because my clients do sometimes say, well, outside of that, how else could I help you? Because they may not know somebody on a weekly basis
Exactly.
that's looking to buy. So this is one of those things I could reach out to them. Hey, you remember we had that conversation? If you don't mind, hit this link and go vote for me. So it gives me another avenue to continue to reach out to my clients
Yep.
or my sphere of influence that that are actually helping, and we're all seeing a win-win together with it too. So,
Definitely. Definitely.
And this is something I'm super excited about, and I would love for every seat at that award ceremony to be filled. So can we share with the audience about dates,
Yes.
time, so that we can start booking flights and getting our hotel
Yes.
arrangements together?
Yes, because it's cheap to fly to Atlanta. That's why we do most of our events. We try to
No
put them
doubt.
in locations where it's not as expensive, right? So it's Atlanta, Georgia, from October the 11th through the 13th. The 11th is the actual award ceremony.
Absolutely.
But then on the 12th and the 13th, honey, we also sit down for some information education, okay? It's time that we learn. I don't
That's
just
right.
want us to be getting all, these awards and getting excited, but it's time to learn. Let's learn about marketing. You guys are going to get a chance that, everybody that comes is going to hear from our honorees. We have some additional honorees that we're bringing in, been able to build, millions of dollars, but definitely connected to the urban community as well. Anywhere from the young lady, she used to do my lashes. Now she's a millionaire. She did from lashes
Right.
and educating. She has real estate. She has her own co-working space in Atlanta, Georgia. We also have Snoop, who's also she has the 2 restaurants open with 2 chains right now. She just launched another restaurant. She's doing additional real estate. She's in all those different areas. Then we have a guy, Andrew Nugent. I hope I said his name right. I'm sure it's like Jennifer.
Cross our fingers.
He's an alpha though.
Yeah.
So he's in the community,
level,
the
yeah.
Greek level.
Hey, look, man.
He went to Hampton University. Hello, HBC. I went to Hampton. And
He's
he
repping that VA.
hey,
I see you.
he launched this conference called BYOB that was sold out last year and this year. And so he's going to be there. And then Tiwa Works. And I'm sure you've heard of Tiwa. He's a noob.
Yep.
And he created the Atlanta Greek Picnic. And so they're
Yep.
being honored. So you're going to hear from them about marketing. We're going to talk about funding. We have funders that are going to be in the building. We're going to talk even about relationships and not just romantic. I'm not talking about romantic, but building relationships. We just talked about that, right?
That's right.
In the business world. And then the one I think I'm kind of excited about this is mental health in the urban community, because as an entrepreneur, and it's funny, I was just somewhere the other day at a conference and they were talking about mental health in regards to business owners and how many of us go through different challenges, from depression, anxiety, because, being a business owner, I mean, you're going to go through ups and downs. I feel like any business owner's probably got some bipolarism in them too.
You have to have some of it, no doubt about it.
You have good days and bad days. And we need to talk about that, because we're always on social media fronting like everything is perfect. And I get tired of that. I want us to be more honest. And I feel like if we talk about this issue that is causing many of us to lose our businesses, lose our relationships, our families, our income, it could be something. So we're going to have a panel on that as well. So it's going to be action-packed. I promise you, people are going to be saying that this is one of the best conferences they've ever been to.
I absolutely agree.
That's great
no doubt
value.
this is going to be a highlight of everyone's fourth quarter, fall, business, and social calendar. So I urge everyone, visit Miss Avant's websites, follow her on social media, click on anything she sends you. Definitely book those tickets now and be at this conference and award show, because I'm telling you, it's going to be a sight to behold. We're going to take a short break, but when we get back, I'd love to talk to you a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey and your evolution as an entrepreneur and businesswoman, if you wouldn't mind.
I would love to.
Everyone, stay tuned to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast, and we're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back. This is Rick Davis, realtor and host of the Prime Real Estate Network. Are you currently leasing or looking to relocate to the Houston area, and you find yourself falling in love with a home but aren't quite in a position to purchase? Well, no worries. We offer the Right to Purchase program. We can place you in the home of your dreams at current market rental rates and give you up to 3 years to buy. Did you know that a majority of the homes that are for sale offer better quality than those that are for rent? So why wait? Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Let me and my team help you purchase a home that you and your family can fall in love with. Give me a call today at 832-928-3963. And remember to follow the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Be blessed. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. For the latest and greatest in men's and women's hats, fedoras, and designer sunglasses, please visit our sponsor at shopelitestyle.com. As always, my co-host is not only a Texas real estate broker, but an author, serial entrepreneur, and known the worldwide as the Texas Real Estate King. As always, the co-host is Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, enjoying this show, man. We got nuggets coming all over the place. Y'all need to be tuned in. Y'all need to be sharing right now. This needs to be trending. Get this thing to trending. Get to sharing. Follow these platforms. We got,
Hey, man, because Miss Avant is just giving free game out here.
Come on,
She
now.
dropping gems all over the stage.
You better catch them.
So, look.
Drop.
So, if you didn't tune in to the first part of our podcast, where were you? But for those that are just now tuning in, our guest this week is not only a best-selling author, but she's a motivational speaker, sales trainer, and just all-around gifted speaker and presenter, but she is most importantly the founder of the Urban CEO Network. So to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, I would like to once again introduce Miss Taurea Avant. How are you doing?
I am doing incredible. I'm having a good time with you guys.
Appreciate you.
Yes,
man.
energy is right.
Absolutely. This has been a highlight of our month because, you know, when you book these things ahead of time, you always try to have an idea of how you would like the podcast to work, how you like the conversation to flow. So your energy and the education and the knowledge that you've been dropping has been invaluable. So thank you so much. Anybody who follows you on social media will have no choice but to notice that you have quite the social media following. Your platform, your brand, your nonprofit organization is doing great things online as far as not only spotlighting but highlighting the accomplishments of business professionals around. And I think a lot of people, they'll have a tough time grasping what it took for you to get your platform to the point where it is now. So Larry and I always ask all of our guests, what motivated you? What inspired you? Are there members of your family that were entrepreneurs and business people? Who lit the fuse to just get this firecracker just exploding the way that
Before
it
you
has?
answer that, it's funny because when he said it and you made the, I could laugh with you because I understand what that looks like when building something.
Jesus.
So
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that's why we laughed a little bit when it came from it. Yeah.
And what's crazy is we're not even like 5% of the way of where we're going to be. So
Yeah.
people just need to know it's a climb, but it's worth it. So the person who inspired me the most, okay, so a little bit of my story is as a young girl, my mom actually passed away when I was 11 from cirrhosis of the liver. However, I grew up with her most of my time because my father was in the military. And so then, at the age of 11, I ended up moving in with him, and he was a big techie, which I am a techie today. You see, I got my book bag over here, which, oh, by the way, hold on. Did I show y'all this nice Urban CEO bag right here? Let me show y'all some merchandise. Hello.
Merch
All-
on
Hey.
deck. Stop it. You know what it is.
I go everywhere with my logo on,
I know
okay?
that's right.
I'd rather wear my own logo. But anyways,
That's right.
okay, so my father, he's a big techie, and I became a big daddy's girl. Well, to try to shorten this conversation, he ended up developing stage 4 lung cancer. And for me, that was, after, of course, losing my mom, in my mind, I didn't think he was ever going to go anywhere. But it was one of the toughest challenges I think I've ever had to experience as, a young woman. I was 25, and he had that, and he survived for 7 months. And so after he passed away, it was a real pivotal moment. I'll never forget it. When we were at his life celebration ceremony, it was in New Jersey, because he moved to Jersey when I was a freshman in college. And I'll never forget, there was this Indian guy, and he wanted to be cremated. And so, by the way, look, I want to be cremated too. So whoever I marry, just, in case he watching, just cremate me. Okay. So I wanted to, he was cremated. And so we didn't really have a body to view, but he, was walking out paying, everybody paid their respects to me. And there was like this border from the building. And I remember seeing him fall to his knees, crying over my dad. And I don't know if my dad ever knew the impact that he had on people's lives.
Right.
I remember him one time he was crying because it had, the lung cancer. I mean, the cancer had metastasized to his brain. And so he couldn't do a lot of work. So he couldn't go into work. And he was crying because he wanted to work.
Wow.
And I just knew that I was working a job that I hated.
Yeah.
Right.
I hated it. I was just doing what, I wasn't happy with life. And I also didn't know if he knew that he left that type of impact on people. And I knew that I was supposed to do more. And I hear people say this all the time, Taurea, I'm supposed to do more. I know that I'm not supposed to do this. And I get so tired of waiting for the right moment. So when my father passed, a month later, I moved to Atlanta to start my business. Now, I had been an entrepreneur since 1999, but I was a tripreneur, not really an entrepreneur. I tried everything, okay? I would quit too. Try and quit. But when that happened, I was like, I'm going to stay in for the long haul. And so started a business in multimedia. It wasn't doing very well, unfortunately, but it did introduce me to the industry of network marketing, which changed my life. And I did that for a few years. I was able to make multiple six figures, become a top female income earner. And then I started my own coaching business in 2014, helping people to basically, my first goal was to help people in network marketing to write books and become successful and leverage that. And then I started learning how being an author could help any kind of business owner if you do it the right way.
That's right.
And so, my father, that moment, that was one of the biggest motivations for me. I don't want to leave this earth not knowing that I did not impact millions of people.
And that's so strong and touching. And I wonder, how often do you have an opportunity to tell your story during your speaking engagements? Because I'm sure there's going to be countless viewers and listeners that would love to engage with you personally. Is there anything that's happening prior to the awards ceremony here in the greater Houston area or anywhere in the great state of Texas where people may be able to come out and interact with you personally?
Well, yeah, so I'm crazy enough to do 2 3-day conferences literally back to back. So people are like, who does that? Well, Taurea does, okay? My for-profit Show Your Success, we actually have a conference coming up here in Houston from September the 27th through the 29th. Now, it is a we're going to be learning how to, do different things from automating your business to building a sales team to how to get booked more as a speaker. But of course, that's 3 days with me. And I also will be able to share my journey and also how being an author has helped me to build multiple six figures in income. Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
And so, that's September 27th through the 29th. Now, right now, we only have silver and gold. However, for those people that are watching this, might be able to grant you some complimentary tickets. However, you have to contact me directly. So, do you want me to give?
Yes, give
Please.
it to them. They need,
Okay,
you
so-
guys need to focus and pay attention to this
Right now.
Hey.
Y'all better write this down.
Yeah.
Okay, so my social media, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of that is Vision Avant. But the best place to message me is either going to be on Instagram or Facebook, Vision Avant. You can also contact my email, which is vision@showusuccess.com. But if you hit me in the DMs, I promise you that's where the money is made anyway.
No doubt
It goes
about it.
down
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
DMs.
it does.
Hit
It
me on
really
the
does.
gram, hit me on Facebook, Vision Avant. That's where you need to go. And send me a message, say, hey, I was on the show and I want to know how can I get one of those complimentary tickets. Now, you got to show up, though, okay? I don't think people, always understand
I
what
know.
it takes to do a 3-day conference.
They don't
Right.
get it.
They
don't get it.
register and
And
don't
don't
show
get it.
up because they think,
No,
if
we'll
I
get
didn't
'em
pay
there.
for it,
Yeah.
We'll get
it
'em
ain't
there,
worth
no
it.
They
doubt.
don't get
Okay.
they don't understand value sometimes. They
No,
don't know what
boo.
they getting. Yeah.
It's going to be life-changing,
Appreciate
definitely.
you. I want to thank you so much. I'm sure what people get from this episode will be something that they'll be able to use now and into the future. I think the value added that you've brought to this podcast today has been tenfold. So once again, thank you so much for your talents and expertise. Mr. Brooks, as nicely as possible, please look into the camera and ask everybody to vote for you repeatedly.
No doubt about it. Go vote. urbanceonetwork.com/vote. Texas Real Estate King Larry W. Brooks. Go vote.
Hey, man, and on behalf of the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, and our guest today, Ms. Taurea Vision, my name is Rick Davis. I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast this week. We look forward to seeing you all next week, and be blessed.
Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC is marketing a property for sale right now that you can buy. These properties range from land lots for under $20,000 to move-in ready homes $500,000 and more, along with everything in between. To see this week's list of properties for sale you can buy now, go to bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. That's bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. If you plan on selling some real estate and you need it on the weekly list, call 713-665-8329 to speak with someone about it.